Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe to see future videos like this. Today, we're covering a case of a young woman who was stalked and killed by her ex. She and her family made numerous reports to the police, but their cries for help were ignored. This is the story of Shiori Ino, a young woman whose life was cut short in a brutal and tragic manner. Her case remains a stark reminder of the dangers of stalking and the failures in the systems meant to protect victims. Shiori Ino was a 21-year-old university student living in Saitama Prefecture. Described as bright, cheerful, and full of life, Shiori had her whole future ahead of her. But her life took a dark turn when she became involved with a man who would ultimately become her stalker and her killer. In the spring of 1999, Shiori began dating Kazuhito Komatsu, who lied that he was a 26-year-old successful businessman. However, as their relationship progressed, Shiori discovered that Kazuhito had lied about many aspects of his life. Shiori realized that he ran a series of brothels, that he was not 23 as he had previously stated, and that he had not given her his real name. When she tried to end the relationship, Kazuhito became obsessed, launching a campaign of harassment and threats that would escalate over the coming months. He began stalking Shiori, sending her threatening messages, and even attempting to tarnish her reputation by spreading false rumors about her. He sent violent threats against her family, distributing slanderous posters and letters throughout the family's neighborhood and Shiori's father's workplace. Terrified, Shiori went to the police for help, filing complaints and seeking protection. But tragically, her pleas fell on deaf ears. Despite Shiori's continued detailed reports of the harassment and threats, including recordings, the police failed to take her situation seriously. The family repeatedly went to the police armed with the letters, photos of license plates, and other evidence without any action being taken. The police dismissed their concerns, with some officers even suggesting that she was overreacting. Some of the officers even suggested that she was at fault for accepting expensive gifts from Kazuhito. Shiori's family tried to press libel charges, only to be actively obstructed by senior precinct police officers who were worried that having unresolved open cases would hurt their standing. This lack of action would have devastating consequences. Allegedly, the final trigger was when Shiori sent everything Kazuhito had ever given her back to him by courier in June 1999. It is alleged that after receiving the package, Kazuhito's brother, Takeshi Komatsu, approached 33-year-old Yoshifumi Kubota with a 20 million yen murder for hire scheme at Kazuhito's behest. Kubota agreed, and in turn recruited two acquaintances, Akira Kawakami and Yoshitaka Ito. At a little before 1 p.m. on October 26, 1999, Shiori Ino was attacked and brutally murdered in broad daylight outside a train station in Okagawa, Saitama Prefecture. She was stabbed multiple times by the hitman. The attack was so vicious that Shiori died at the scene. Her death sent shockwaves through Japan, with many questioning how such a tragedy could have been allowed to happen. Immediately following Ino's murder, the Saitama police began a campaign of disinformation, falsely portraying her as a promiscuous flirt with a taste for expensive brand name goods. However, this was quickly debunked by Kiyoshi Shimizu, a Japanese journalist who refused to just follow the narrative, but instead investigated the case by himself. Shimizu, a real hero in this story, quickly picked up on the fact that Shiori had repeatedly sought help from the police, only to be ignored. The public outrage was immediate and intense. Kazuhito took his own life after learning that a warrant had been issued for his arrest. The other four perpetrators, Takeshi Komatsu, the brother who directly hired the hitman, Yoshifumi Kubota, the hitman, and the two acquaintances he hired, were all found guilty. Three of the four were sentenced to prison terms ranging from 15 to 18 years, and Takeshi Komatsu was sentenced to life in prison. He appealed his sentence to the Japanese Supreme Court. However, his life sentence was upheld. Shiori's case exposed the deep flaws in Japan's legal and law enforcement systems when it came to dealing with stalking and harassment. The police's failure to act on Shiori's complaints was seen as a gross negligence, leading to widespread criticism. Following Shiori's murder, her family took legal action against the police, and the case led to significant public and legal reforms. Three ex-police officers were convicted for police incompetence, as they did not pursue Ino's reports of Kazuhito's stalking and abuse, and even modified her report to avoid investigating it. The ex-policemen were sentenced to over 1 year of suspended sentences. Ino's family also won a lawsuit against the Saitama Police Department, with a court ruling that their misconduct had endangered Ino, but they did not admit that their incompetence caused her death. Additionally, in response to the public outcry, Japan enacted its first anti-stalking laws in 2000. These laws aimed to provide better protection for victims of stalking and harassment, making it easier for the police to take action against perpetrators. While these changes came too late to save Shiori, her case has had a lasting impact on Japanese society. It raised awareness about the dangers of stalking and the importance of taking threats seriously. Even now, Shiori Ino's dad gives speeches to police officers in training, sharing his family's story and the importance of taking threats seriously. Shiori Ino's story is a tragic reminder of the consequences of inaction and the vital importance of protecting those who are vulnerable. Her death was a preventable tragedy, but her story has led to important changes that continue to protect others from suffering the same fate. What do you think about the police response to Shiori's pleas for help? Do you think the suspended sentences received by the policemen were adequate? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching. If you found this video informative, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel for more content like this. Until next time, stay safe and take care.